You're watching PowerNation. Whether you're working on a mild street engine for your daily driver,
or an over-the-top bullet for a race car,
there are some steps you need to take for a successful engine build.
plus, we bring you the newest tools and tech from this year's Matco Tools Expo.
Today on Engine Power, we're gonna do things a little bit different. We are taking you behind the scenes of some planning and prep of what we do to an engine before the cameras even start rolling. Not only do we do engines for ourselves, but the other 3 shops in the building. We need to know what engine it is and how much power it has to make for what they are doing. But that all takes the same amount of prep and planning. Most of the time, we'll find an engine either in a salvage yard or a running takeout out of a vehicle. Other times, we will scour the internet for a project or get something at a swap meet. But also a great way of doing it is starting off with a factory remanufactured engine. Why would you do that, you ask? Well, it has some advantages. It sounds kind of scary because the cost is significant on the front end, but the advantages are you have machine work that is already done. The block has been bored, honed, decked, and common oversizes have been used, so if you're getting aftermarket parts, you're still in good shape. This particular engine is a 4.3 liter Chevy V6 out of a mid-90s vehicle. Now, I'm not saying that this may be a project later, but we are going to do the same thing to this as we would all other engines. We are going to get it apart, get it clean, get it measured up, and look for a few upgrades that are available for it after he gets done mopping.
I'm getting there.
Hurry up.
No matter what the engine, teardown is the same. You don't scrap any of the parts, and you keep them well organized. By analyzing the parts, you can tell a lot about the condition of an engine. On a remanufactured engine like this 4.3 liter, all the parts look great.
Fresh.
Pretty nice.
It's actually really nice. Cylinder finish looks nice.
Your pistons signed?
My pistons are not signed.
Mine got signed. It's got 2 KI PS RFM.
Oh my. Love letters in the engine.
I guess so.
One thing we like to check before we get the engine apart is how far the piston sits down below the deck surface at TDC. This gives us a better idea of the engine's compression ratio. 39.5 in the hole.
Yeah, that's not going to help compression.
Well, no, but I mean, the idea when they rebuild things is not to build a race engine, right?
Yeah.
You want a nice flat deck that's smooth, that seals up nice.
Yeah, they're not zero decking stuff.
They are not.
Not trying to build race engines, so that's just, sometimes you get that. I mean, sometimes you get them really tall, and sometimes they are not that bad, but.
Well, again, you can fix that by, if we wanted to deck the block, you know, mock up both sides, if you use these pistons and that, if we use different pistons, all that's out the window anyway, but if the decks are equal, you can get a head gasket thickness that's close that you can actually adjust all that so you can put it where you want it.
Yeah.
As far as compression ratio wise. You can't do anything about how far the piston's in or out of the hole, but that's essentially the same. That's 38 and 43. So piston's essentially, you know, both sides 39.5 in the hole, which is no big deal because when they cut a deck to clean them up, they'll cut the worst one and then cut the other one to it, so at least they're equal. So.
Yeah.
Factory hydraulic roller. This particular engine has a balance shaft that helps counteract harmonics at higher engine speeds. Because the front bearing is pressed in, we have to give the shaft assembly a few taps to remove it.
This engine has a factory hydraulic roller camshaft, which is super cool and gives us some versatility for upgrades later on. It's tempting to just take things apart as fast as possible, but we don't want to cause any damage to the engine's parts, so rod bolt boots and gentle piston removal is a must.
In many ways, this V6 shares the same architecture with its big brother, the V8 small block Chevy. These share a lot of common parts. Like if you wanted to put splayed main caps on these, you could actually get some for just a regular 350, and everything else is pretty much the same. You'd have to machine it to put them on, but they're the same dimensionally. It's got these little baby crankshaft. Look at that. That's nice. If we reuse that crank, we'll definitely reuse these bearings.
Say they're brand new.
Okay, so we've got to this point. It actually looks really good. Decks are even. I'm sure the main housing will be fine, but we're going to check it anyway.
Yeah.
If we can reuse that stock crank, there's nothing wrong with it depending on our power level, right? So we have bearings, we have a crank. We do have new rods and pistons, but the question is, what do we actually want to do with it? We don't have a project, but maybe we can induce a project if we do something cool to it. So,
I mean, there's a couple different options. We could go kind of like the sprint car V6 route and build an NA motor that just, maybe turns some RPM and makes decent power. Or we could have a lot of fun and put 2 small turbos on it, like a small EcoBoost or something.
Okay.
I wish that somebody made a roots blower manifold for these, because that would be the coolest thing, but I've done some research and I can't really find it.
we're not going to make any custom stuff for it, but since this is still a balanced shaft engine, and we could still use that if we want to, camshafts are still made. If we want to block that thing completely off and eliminate it, we can too. People say, well, you can't remove the balance shaft. Oh, yes, you can.
Yep.
The more you learn about your engine, the better you can build it.
Plus, we learn more about the latest in automotive technology at the Matco Tools Expo. Now that we've got our engine torn down, we can go ahead and start doing the cleaning and prep process before assembly. Now, like Pat said, reman blocks come fully machined, so they're pretty much ready to go. But because we treat every engine the same, no matter whether it's a stock rebuild or a full tilt race engine, we are going to go through and double check all our clearances and clean everything very well. We're going to start out by tapping every single hole in the block, and then we'll also go through and measure our main bearing clearances and all our bores. Now, it does take a little bit of time, but this is super important, so let's get started. Having a nice thread chasing kit makes life around the shop a lot easier. This Matco 51-piece kit has commonly used taps and dies in both coarse and fine thread for the standard pieces along with the metric ones. When cleaning or repairing existing threads, it's always better to use a thread chasing kit instead of a machine tap kit. Thread chasers are designed to remove corroded or rusted metal without damaging the threads or unintentionally cutting new ones. Now, in doing this, you can use a wrench or a speeder handle, but this is a little bit faster and it'll keep you from side loading the tap, so we're going to go with that one. It's important not to force your way through the threads. When you feel increased resistance, rotate the tap in and out while keeping it straight. This will push the removed debris into the tap's flutes, keeping the threaded portion clean for additional debris removal.
For the main and head bolt holes, we are using ARP's extended length cleanout taps. It's extra important that these threads are clean because proper torquing is critical for accurate installation of the crankshaft and the cylinder heads. These head bolt holes go into the water jacket, so there's a good amount of sealer in the threads that needs to be removed. We'll apply new sealer when reinstalling the heads later.
That's why you clean out all these holes. We'll reinstall the main caps, torque the bolts to spec, and check our main housing bore size. Ours is right in the middle of the specified range, so with all the main caps torqued, we can move on to checking the cylinder bores.
All right, this is 20 over, which is not a bad oversize because there's still stuff available for it. But this bore is running 3 or 4 10,000ths small, which is no big deal because skirt clearance on stock stuff is 1 thou to 2 thou. So
yeah.
What's that piston?
And the piston is 4018.5, so
that's right at 1 thou then.
Yeah, which RPU Tactic, it's
got a coated skirt. OEM stuff you can get away with a little bit more just because of it doesn't have as much stress to it, and the cylinder pressure isn't as high. But the nice thing about this, because this has the same bolt pattern and bore spacing, our 350 small block Chevy.
Should go right on.
Oh, it goes right on all right.
Yeah.
Just, we'll have to pull these out, but it has a little bit of an overhang, but we can torque plate hone this, you know, if we want to just take that little bit out,
Yeah.
or we want to go all the way to 30 thousandths over and get another piston. The pistons themselves, again, same compression height. It's a 5.7 rod in it.
Yeah.
You know, so I think there's a lot of pistons that are available for it if we want to do something not only with a different top on it, but with a cool ring pack.
Yeah, something a little bit spicier.
Yeah.
But hey, at least we have that option. That's
We
good
absolutely
to know.
have that option. This is turning into a you know, racier engine as we talk. But
Yeah, we started out with like, yeah, it'll be fine. Now we're like, what else could we do to it? I don't know.
You can't leave well enough alone, you know. So that's just what we do here. So now we have to look up some parts for this at some point because there's a lot of stuff that's available. We can go kind of bare bones, like just simple bolt-ons, but I guarantee you there's turbocharger stuff for it, there is supercharger stuff for it.
Never thought I heard you say that.
I know,
But
it's just
I like where you're going. I like where you're thinking.
I don't know what's wrong with me. Another important step is the complete deburring of the engine. A simple carbide and some careful work will remove sharp edges from the block, making it safer to work with. We'll also chamfer all of the bolt holes to protect the top of the threads. Woo!
This looks nice.
What do you
now.
think? Nothing like a couple hours of grinding and chamfering. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get the oil gallery plugs out, the freeze plugs, cam bearings, get it in the washer, get this thing clean.
Yep, once we do that and get it in a bag, then we can make a parts list and a plan, because now that I've been messing with this thing for the last couple hours, now I want to build it. So I think it's going to be good.
Yeah, I think there's some really cool stuff we can do with this. So.
All right.
All right, let's get her clean.
Come on over with this.
Cars have quickly become computers on wheels. We take a look at the leading edge of auto tech at the Matco Tools Expo.
We don't get out of the shop that often, but when we do very cool things. We are at the Matco Tools Expo in Orlando, Florida.
Matco is one of the leaders in tool innovation, and as technology progresses, they are right there keeping up, making the technician more efficient.
Now we have a lot of ground to cover, so we're going to get to it.
Yeah, I need more pocket tools.
In the land of palm trees and alligators, thousands are gathered to get hands-on experience with Matco's latest tools and technology. From hand tools to state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment, it's all here. But just as important is the team behind the tools.
I think the reason why people choose to become a Matco franchisee is because the product lines that we offer, the support that we offer to them to help them be successful in their business, and then ultimately the ability to work as a team with their fellow distributors, because I think Matco is all about teamwork.
When it comes to impact wrenches, you've got to have two things: reliability and power.
We've got 20 volt half and 20 volt 3/8 impacts.
Okay.
And these tools have brushless motors, patented impact mechanisms. Each have 4 LED lights right there around the square, so
Nice.
you're seeing the work area. They're extremely powerful, so 1,600 foot-pounds of breakaway torque on this tool.
Wow.
And 600 foot-pounds of breakaway torque here. And now these are the big, heavy-duty applications, and we wanted to come out with something that works for the smaller applications. So these are new stubby tools.
Okay.
3/8 and 1/2 inch also here. And these are great for brake work, transmission, and these tools have 300 foot-pounds of breakaway and 310. So even though they're smaller in size, they're not sacrificing any power.
That's impressive. I'm going to actually try and give one a rip here.
Yeah, go for it.
So, it's got some zip.
Matco is known for their wide variety of feature-rich toolboxes with tons of customizable options. This year, they are proud to present the newest line of flagship toolboxes, the 2S. It's the perfect option for the entry-level technician, student, or for your garage at home. Plus, it features Matco's robust build quality and feature set.
When we were designing the toolbox, we were really focused on our entry-level technicians and building a box that would bring them into the Matco family.
The 2S includes the Matco power drawer with 110-volt and USB outlets for cordless tools, 2 deep drawers for storing larger socket sets, and aluminum overwrap handles for easy opening and closing. Just as impressive are the hand tools that go in these boxes. Arthur, tell me about what makes these ratchets so much stronger and more durable than other kinds.
First thing, we're using 4140 steel. We got the 88 teeth. Every single click is 4 degrees. So you can use them in the very tiny spots.
What kind of options for colors and finishes do you guys have for your ratchets?
Oh, for colors, we got from the blue, green, red, orange. Finish, we got the black chrome and the nickel chrome.
The standard chrome,
So standard chrome, 2 colors.
And this black chrome is very durable too,
Oh yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
very durable, yes.
So I see you have a flex head style and a locked head style.
Yeah. We got the flex head and also we got the fixed head. Flex head, you got 7 positions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, total 7 positions.
So 90-degree swing
yes,
either way.
90-degree swing.
Perfect.
Correct. Half-inch ratchet head is rated to 560 foot-pounds. 3/8 ratchet is rated to 225 foot-pounds. Quarter-inch, 75 foot-pounds.
Wow, on a quarter inch.
And the quarter-inch little one like that. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's awesome. One of our favorite tools to use in the shop is Matco's Hyperstep drill bit. Now, Mike, can you explain to me how these are different than a standard drill bit and how the Hyperstep works?
Yeah, so on the tip of these drill bits, it's got a step bit, makes it cut through the steel quicker, and it removes the material faster, and it prevents it from walking.
Hyperstep bits are exclusive to Matco. You can't get them anywhere else. They eliminate the need for drilling pilot holes, and they range from 1/16 inch all the way up to 3/4 inch. Kits are available from the 4-bit set to the 29-bit set. Hyperstep bits come in either high-speed steel or cobalt, which is great for cutting harder materials such as stainless steel.
Up next, some outstanding Matco distributors give us the secret to their success. We're at the Matco Tools Expo in Orlando, Florida, checking out the latest in automotive technology. Every efficient automotive shop needs a versatile scan tool. The Maximus 4.0 Diagnostic scan tool features a 4-channel oscilloscope, Bluetooth battery analyzer, 5G Wi-Fi connection, along with several other upgrades.
We've extended our battery life by 2 hours. We've added triple the amount of memory for all our pre and post reporting abilities, all our health reports, and any kind of digital inspections that we would want to save in the tool to potentially reference at a further time.
When the OBD2 computer displays an error code, it helps you isolate the cause of the car trouble. But sometimes, like when an engine misfires, the car ECU won't generate an error code because the malfunction doesn't persist long enough to trigger the code. The 4-channel oscilloscope gives you a detailed readout of the engine's performance and helps you find hidden problems quickly.
But with this scope, I can jump in here and I can find that misfire just from finding where the glitch is, and then by the identification know which cylinder should have been firing.
Wow.
And go to that cylinder.
As cars become more computerized, it can take factory-level training to handle many automotive repairs. Fortunately, Matco's Pro Assist remote support and programming device connects you directly with a team of over 100 factory-trained technicians who stand ready to help with OE-level support and service, such as flashing.
You can't just change parts anymore. It's simple window switches. Simple things in vehicles now aren't just about changing parts. There's some sort of programming or coding or flash needed to complete that process.
With support for all major domestic, Asian, and European manufacturers, the Pro Assist can help you get deep into the computerized heart of almost any modern vehicle.
Once a feature on just a few high-end vehicles, advanced driver assist systems, also known as ADAS, are everywhere today. Systems such as collision warning, adaptive cruise control, and blind spot detection need accurate calibration to work properly.
Every single manufacturer does it different, so we need to stay ahead with innovation and give our customers what they need.
The tool set of the automotive technician changes faster and faster, and Matco is there to help with the tools, technology, and the support you need.
We got the chance to speak with several Matco distributors, and they provided us with honest, straightforward answers about making the decision to work with Matco. Sometimes people worry that they can't be an effective distributor if they don't bring a deep knowledge of automotive tools to the table. This is a common misperception. Matco provides comprehensive training to ensure their distributors have what they need to succeed.
I had the average knowledge of tools like everybody else. I knew what a ratchet was, I knew what a wrench was, but going with mechanics and the specialized tools, that was probably my biggest fear, not being able to have the answer or the solution for them. My guys have taught me so much over the last couple of years that I've got guys that are 20, 30 years in the trade calling me, for advice or suggestions.
So I did some research, and it just seemed like there were more about making sure you succeeded as an individual. Not about them, about you.
You might think these outstanding distributors have some secret key to their success, which they refuse to share with others. There is a key to their success, but it's no secret. In fact, they are happy to talk about it.
Listen to what people are trying to tell you. Be humble about what you're getting into. Whether you know it or not, just be humble, sit back a little bit, and just being a good listener.
So I asked a lot of questions of my customers. Hey, what would you use this for? Hey, what do you need? And I'm a kind of a question kind of person, so I asked those customers those kind of questions, and they helped me.
It's a good conglomeration of everybody, all backgrounds, all walks of life, and we're all here doing the same thing.
For me, it's kind of easy because when you're a police officer, you drive around and deal with people all day. You're a Matco guy, you drive around and deal with people all day. The only difference is they like to see you.
It's a really refreshing business, and I thoroughly enjoy it. Wouldn't want to do anything else.
Interesting, fun. It's changed my life, my family's life. It's the best thing I've ever done for us, so.
Do it. It's scary at first, but you're investing in yourself. And if you don't invest in yourself, nobody's going to do it for you.
For more information on anything you've seen on today's show, check out PowerNationTV.com.